Morgan and Marduk here, you are watching Impact Channel.
Greetings everyone, our guest today is Morgan Hakansson from Marduk again. Welcome back to Hungary.
Thank you, great to be back.
Great to see you again. How is the tour so far with Ragnarok and Infernal War?
So far so good. I mean, it's only the fourth day, so we're only starting up, but so far so good, and it's sure going to be great coming ahead, you know.
Not so long time ago you released a new song called Werewolf. How are the reactions?
Different, because I understood it would be very different reactions, because since we released the first song from the album, we took a song that is probably the one that stands out the most, that differs the most compared to the regular material, so maybe a bit to confuse some people, and some people to hate it, and some people to love it, so whatever, you know, doesn't really matter.
Did you use any choir in the song?
Yes.
A children's choir or something?
Yes.
Quite unusual too.
Yes, it is. We had 3 small girls coming around to do that, so different thing for us at least. Not for a lot of other bands probably, but for us it's very different, I would say. But it suits the theme of the song and everything, so I think it works out very good.
And the new record Viktoria will be released on the 22nd of June. What can we expect on the new album?
It's hard to say. I mean, it's up to everybody to make up their own mind, as I always say. I mean, for me it's a continuation of the Frontschwein album. It's the usual essence of Marduk, I would say.
How would you describe it in your own words?
It's, what should I say? I mean, it's music-wise, it's a different journey from Frontschwein, I would say, but still a continuation of the same theme. But I mean, as any other Marduk album, I think it's a complete different musical journey. I think it has a lot of variation, power, aggression, devotion, feeling. You know, it's hard to explain. It's so fresh in your mind, but I think I'm very proud of it, and I think it's a great Marduk album.
Since the first album, your music has evolved a lot. How would you describe your artistic musical evolution?
It's hard to describe. I mean, you constantly play and you keep on doing what you believe in, and things change. That's the way it is. I mean, you don't do the same thing you did when you were 17 years old or whatever. I mean, mostly I would say it's a natural progression. We're not one of those bands who sit down and think like we have to do this, we have to do that. We always follow our instinct. We do whatever we think. It's always about making music and lyrics becoming one. And that the music is reflected in the lyric and the other way around, so that's what we keep on doing, whatever theme the album have, you know. So, I mean, this is the 14th album, and I'm sure the 5th is going to be different as well, you know.
You have played some of your previous albums entirely in the last few years, like Panzer Division, Marduk. Do you plan to do the same with some of your early records?
Not what is being planned right now, but you never know for the future. It's nothing that we have decided, but whatever we find interesting we do. If we feel for doing it in the future, we might do that, but it's nothing that is being planned right now, because right now we're focusing on the new album, and we're going to keep on marching for this album. We're already on the road for it, but the album, as you said, it's not out yet, but we're already out marching and doing a few songs from the album. We'll do more from the album when the album is out, and we're going to keep on marching across this world.
What is the second song that you play from the upcoming album?
It's a song called Equestrian Bloodlust. The title very much speaks for itself. It's horse riding and blood. It's about cavalry.
The last time we had a little chat about my favorite Marduk album, World Funeral. Do you plan to integrate a few songs into the setlist from this one?
On this particular part of the tour we do one, but we're probably going to change and do some other ones later on. It's an album that I also like very much, and you know, it's only about finding time to play all the songs you want to do. But we're going to try to swish around more than we have done in the past and the future when we go out touring, you know.
Yeah, last time you played to the Death's Head True, I think.
Yes.
You are playing now Cloven Hoof, yeah?
Yes.
Awesome.
We have a few others that we've been doing as well, but we haven't decided which one, because right now we do that one, but it probably will change later on.
One of the things that I really appreciated in your music is the fact that you always evolved a lot, and you're always trying to find a really experimental way to make it sound more diabolical, not just faster, you know.
Yeah. The thing that overall I would say that we always found important is, as I said earlier on, and I said it 1,000 times, is to make music and lyric to become one. I mean, for us, it's a lot of bands, I get the feeling they write the music and then they just put some lyric on it just to have something to sing. For us, the lyrics is equally important as the music, and we put a lot of energy into making it fit into each song so they reflect each other, so you get the full picture in your mind, and it creates a picture in your mind. It should be like a painting stuck in your mind.
Some of the tracks like Dreams of Blood and Iron, Bleached Bones, or To the Death's Head Through are really special, you know, music-wise in every single way. How do you come up with such ideas?
Hard to say. I mean, we're a band that everybody focusing a lot on writing music, so it's hard to say. That's what you live and what you do, so it comes natural.
Yeah. You mentioned last time that the inspiration is coming from within.
Yeah, I would say the longer you keep on doing something, you don't really find the inspiration in a lot of other bands as you maybe did when you were forged, when you were younger, you know, you had a lot of, but I think you come to a certain point in your life when you go inwards instead of from the outside.
Some of your songs have been recorded with multiple guitar tracks. Have you thought about to have another guitar player with you on the tour? Like Peter Tadgren was in 1996, right?
We had the idea for a few times, but it's nothing that we really want to do, because I even think that some of the latest album we have done are more written for being with one guitar, I would say, you know. And on the albums we don't have this massive layer of guitars as maybe one used to have in the past. We try to keep it very simple. I think it's just having two guitars on every album makes it more dynamic than having this wall of just guitars, you know. More of a Slayer feeling, I would say.
And you own a 7-string Ibanez guitar. Do you still have it now?
No.
You sold it?
Yeah, ages ago.
So you don't have any 7-string guitars at home at the moment?
No, but in case we would still want to do some of the songs. I have a pedal that arranges that if you want to do. So there is a small plan to do some of those songs later on. So just hang in there and you'll see in the future.
You also mentioned your Fender Stratocaster guitar last time, that you really appreciate the diabolical sound that it has.
Yes, and actually that one was not the damage, but it's been used a lot of touring, and I had it just lying around for a few years. But now I had a good friend back home who's very good on guitars. He fixed it for me, so it's up to date, and I actually even played it rehearsing the last times, you know. So maybe I'll use it in the future again, because it's still a very great old guitar.
Was it the neck or some other part that was damaged?
Everything. It just took a lot of damage being on the road for so long, you know. I had it as a main guitar for 7-8 years or something, and it gets a bit worn down, you know.
Yeah, understandable. How many guitars do you have now?
I don't know. I still have a lot of old guitars left. I still have my old guitar, my Weston I used to have when we toured. I had a guitar from 91, and I played it on all the shows more or less from 91 up until at least 99, 98, 99. I still have that. I'll be restoring that one as well. We did a show back in our hometown a few years ago when we played our demo tape with the original lineup. I was actually planning to use it that night, but I never did at the last minute. But it's restored, it's still being there, it's still in a bunker we have over rehearse. Everything is collected there.
Last time you played on the ESP camouflage model. I mixed it with the Jeff Hanneman model.
Yeah, it's more or less the same, but it's not his design model. But ESP is, I'm endorsed by them, and they are doing tremendous great guitars, and it's a pleasure to play them. And even before I got an endorsement for them, I had it for many years. I didn't even, well, maybe I told you before, but I didn't even want to change. I used to play my old Fender, and a bass player told me that they had this guitar in the local store, and he said it was amazing to play. I was like, nah, I don't know. But I tried it out, and it was amazing guitar to play, and it feels good in your hand. That's the most important thing. You know?
You used to have a BC Rich one.
I had tons of old BC Richard, but I was never really into them.
Yeah, me neither.
They just sound crap, most of them.
So let's talk about your gear. What do you use on the tour?
I use Marshall. As I done, same when we rehearse. I mean, in a rehearsal bunker, I still have the same old Marshall GCM 800 that I bought used in 91, 92, and I just change the tubes on it once in a while. Otherwise, I still play it. You know, I've been using on a few albums as well, and it's the best. You know.
How about the strings?
Strings, the Dario strings, and it's nothing that I put real effort into. I tried a few different versions and found some that I like, and I just keep on using them.
What about the gauge?
Gauge.
1046?
It's 1046.
And do you remember your first guitar?
Yes.
What was it?
It was a guitar that I bought from a friend in school's older brother, an old Fender Stratocaster copy called Duke.
And the first song that you learned to play?
It was probably Smoke on the Water or something like that, if I remember correct, some riffs like that.
And what was the first show as a fan?
As a fan? Being young, you saw a lot of local shows, and it's nothing real big importance, I would say. I don't remember the first bigger shows I saw. Yeah, I remember I think in '86 I saw Twisted Sister. And then in '87 I had the privilege to see King Diamond.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was great. And on there you go, and then you saw Slayer and a lot of other bands as well. I mean, I had quite a few bands coming around back in the late '80s, early '90s.
And the first show as a musician?
Oh, that was just some local stuff in school, I would say. That time flies.
Some cover band, I guess, yeah? And what was the first album you bought?
Oh, I don't even remember actually with the first. I bought a lot of used albums from friends, you know, the Line of the Sun that was like this, Old Violence was probably, I would say it was probably Kiss album, probably Destroyer or something like that.
And the last one?
The last one, it was actually a used Wagner Götterdämmerung box set of vinyls.
Mm.
I found a lot of these goodies on eBay, you know. A lot of these old London records or Deutsche Grammophon, these old fantastic vinyl box sets of old, you know, Handel, Bach, Wagner, all this stuff is fantastic editions.
Well, I suppose you prefer LPs than CDs.
I prefer both, but actually in the past I was a vinyl guy, then I sold a lot of my vinyl collection back in the mid-90s. Then I've been buying again, you know, but I buy different stuff. I buy a lot of classical stuff today, old used stuff, but it's fantastic. You can find it cheap and it's really good. Timeless pieces.
And what do you like to do beside music? Do you have any hobby?
Yeah, what I do, I mean, the time I have, I keep doing what I like to do. I mean, I fish, hunt, do things like that, outdoor life, things like that.
What do you prey upon?
Deer, boar.
Mm-hmm. Do you cook them or just collect trophies?
I cook them, of course.
What's your specialty?
I don't cook it myself, but I like, you can do so many things, so depending on, you can grill it, it's always nice.
And what makes you feel the most proud or ashamed when you're thinking about mankind?
I don't know really. Mankind is a very special kind, so I don't know, I don't really think about it. I prefer to focus on my own stuff than thinking what mankind have done. Or, I mean, you read history and you see the history of mankind, you know, and you can make up your own mind.
And if you should represent humanity to an intelligent alien race with any kind of artwork or piece of art, what would you choose?
Briggle, the triumph of death.
And are you interested in the Norse mythology?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
And who's your favorite character from that?
Loki.
Can I ask a tattoo of yours? That is the one. What is it behind the tattoo?
It's the district where we live.
Alright. No,
Simple.
So it's a local patriotic
I don't think
symbol.
it's patriotic, but it's a place that I like a lot and a place where I was born and I hopefully die there, so yeah, it's nice.
Is there any place where you like to go to recharge your batteries?
I just like to be back home. I live on the countryside and for me that's the special place to be, and I found a place where I feel I really belong, so for me it's fantastic to be there.
Last time I asked you about your 5 favorite metal albums. Could you name your 5 favorite albums outside metal music?
That's hard to say as well because it changes all the time, but as I said, right now I'm buying up a lot of old vinyls of classical music, so I think most of the things would probably be classical or industrial music right now. You know?
What are your plans for this year?
Right now we're focusing on the new album which is coming out, and we're already going out now touring. We started up by playing the Stockholm Slaughter Festival, and now we do this tour for a month, and after that we have June, July, August, we do summer festivals in Europe. And at very late August into September we're doing like 9-10 dates in Poland together with Vader. Looking forward to that as well. And after that, mid-September to mid-October we have a month in South Latin America. November we're focusing going to Japan. And in December we're going back and doing probably another 2 weeks in Europe. And finishing up with maybe 1 or 2 Swedish shows in December, we'll see. And then next year, I don't know exactly when, but we're going to continue marching across the world with the new albums. We're going to do Russia and Asia. We'll probably get another part in Europe as well, then we'll see.
All right. So that was my last question. Thank you very much for your time and for the interview.
Thank you.